Hi Nick, we're doing an examination of your lungs and your thorax today. So first thing I'm going to do is an inspection. I'm going to be looking at your shoulders right now. I'm looking at your clavicles. I'm looking at your ribs. I'm looking at your chest from lateral view and from anterior and posterior view. Okay, that looks pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm looking at your trachea. I'm looking for any deviation or asymmetry of the trachea or any instability of that also, which would indicate mediastinal mass. Looks pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to do, Nick, is I'm going to be looking at your lips and your fingernails. I'm looking for any discoloration, which would indicate cyanosis. I'm just going to pinch them and make sure they return to color. Looks good. Again, if I would notice any discoloration or lack of color, that would indicate cyanosis. And I also looked at your fingernails for clubbing, which would indicate a pulmonary disorder or cardiovascular issues. Looks pretty good. The next part of this, I'm going to take your pulse. So go ahead and give me your hand. I'm just going to stay here. I'm watching the clock. Okay. I was also taking your respirations. Then you have normal respirations with a good rhythm. And there was 14 breaths per minute. So that's pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing some palpating. I'm going to be checking your respiration as you inhale and exhale. So I'll do the anterior and superior one. I'm putting one hand on your back and I'm putting one hand on your sternum. And go ahead and take a deep breath in. Good. And I was making sure that the sternum rose anterior and superior. And then go ahead and turn and face the clock. I'm going to be doing a lateral chest expansion, so I'm going to be putting two thumbs right here on over your paraspinals, and I want you to take a deep breath in. Good. My thumbs separated, and they approximated when you exhaled. So that's good. That's what I want to see. The next part of this, I'm going to be doing tactile firmness, so I'm going to be taking my hands down your back.
Okay.
Every time I move them, I want you to say the word 99, okay?
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
Good. That's good. So what I was looking for was the vibration through my hands. As I went down from bronchial to vesicular, it got louder and the vibration was more intense, which is what we want to see. The next part of this, Nick, is I'm going to be doing some percussion. So I'm going to percuss your lungs. I'm going to go across like this, and then across, and across, and across, okay? So I'm using two fingers here. I'm tapping. Good. And what I'm looking for is some dull sounds going into more tympanic sounds, indicating that the lungs are hollow and that they're filling with air and nothing else, which is what we want to see. So the next part of this is auscultation. So I'm going to put my stethoscope in, and every time I move the stethoscope, I want you to take a deep breath in, okay? Okay, that was good. Now have you turn around so I can do it on the anterior side now. Same thing. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and exhale every time I move, okay?
Okay.
That's good. So I was looking to make sure that I could hear from bronchial down to bronchiovesicular, and then vesicular, the right sounds. And what I don't want to hear is crackles or wheezing or any effort with your breathing. And it wasn't effortless, so that was good. Next part of this is bronchophony. So I'm going to have you turn back around, and every time I move it, I want you to say the word Scooby-Doo, okay? And you can say Scooby-Doo pop pop if you want. Here we go.
Scooby-Doo. 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 Scooby-Doo papa.
Nice. Okay, so what I was looking for was the words to become more clear as we went down and kind of muffled at the top, and that's what we're looking for. So that was normal findings also. The next part of this is I'm going to do egophony. So with your arms still crossed like they have been and your head still flexed like they have been, I'm going to ask you to say E every time I move it, just like the last couple, okay?
E. 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 E.
Good. So what I don't want to hear is the E to go to an A sound. And if it goes to an A sound, that's kind of indicative of pneumonia or other buildup of fluid in your lungs. Next and last part of this is whispered ventriloquy. So I'm going to have you say something like blue moon and just whisper it, okay? Every time I move it, go ahead and say blue moon and just whisper it. That was good. And what I did not want to hear was the sound to become more clear. I want it to stay muffled so I can't hear it. So Nick, that concludes our examination. Thank you very much.